Hello YouTube, so today I went into the city of Sydney to do an assignment for the art assignment. If you don't know what the art assignment is, it's a project that was started by Sarah Green, the wife of John Green, in which she goes around America interviewing different artists, showcasing some art history about their projects, and they give us an art assignment. On the show they perform the art assignment showing us how it's done, and then they leave it open to the viewers to also complete the assignment in many different ways. The assignment that I chose to complete this week was called the Stakeout, and the premise was to set up an object in a public place and observe from a distance what people do with that object. Now I interpreted this assignment slightly differently. I went into the city and I set up this sign: draw what you feel. Instructions below. Below the sign I had a couple of texters and an art book. On every page of this art book I had a title. The titles varied from freedom, favorite memory, a sunset, whatever, spelling, a picture with a friend. And the idea I had was that I was hoping that people would see the sign, they'd see the texters, they'd flip through the book and find a word that made them feel a certain thing and then draw that feeling. And really, I wasn't expecting much. I was kind of expecting this assignment to fail, for the texters to get stolen, for the book to disappear, for the sign to be teared down. What I got instead were a couple of pictures in the space of 3.5 hours, which I'll show to you now. So originally I had a friend draw the train picture with the I like trains as a prompt so people would feel more comfortable drawing. I guess they didn't understand the instructions originally because they just drew what they were feeling at the time. What I love about these pictures is that somebody has written I love the rain. It gives the trees and gardens a good drink, much needed after a hot summer. And on the opposing page someone has written, sick of the rain, I see enough of it at home in Vancouver. On the next page you see someone, I think a tourist, saying they love Australia, which I think is an awesome feeling. And then people start understanding the instructions. I mean, that's a pretty cool fish. And as we go further through the book until we get to art and not art, and someone has written, this is not art, with a picture of a pipe, which is reminiscent of the famous picture, this is not a pipe. And then someone's drawn peace. I don't really know what they've written, but it does look like a peaceful scene. And then the two most emotional pictures for me was a favorite memory. It's someone who's climbed Mount Kilimanjaro, which is the tallest peak in Australia, which invokes a feeling of happiness, and it's their favorite memory, which I think is awesome. While the saddest picture in the book is, why do I feel so isolated in a crowd? Which I think is quite a sad picture, but it's also interesting that it can be juxtaposed against all these other relatively happy pictures. And you may wonder whether I observed the people writing this, and no, I didn't. I left the book there, I left the signpost there, and I went off and did other things for the day, coming back periodically to check whether the stuff was still there. The only people I observed actually drawing any art is my friend who did the This Is Not Art picture because they wanted to, and the man who drew the shark, and I was kind of watching from a distance. The main reason I didn't observe, and the only observations that I now have are the pictures and the writings that these people drew, is that I really like the idea of anonymous art. When you go into a gallery and you look at an artwork, you usually know who it's done by. And if you don't know, there's usually a description there talking about the person who drew the artwork, their life, what inspired them to draw that artwork. If you go and view a picture drawn by Monet, or if you go and look at a painting done by Raphael, or a sculpture done by Michelangelo, you go in with all these preconceived notions about that artist and their life and what they have done the picture or sculpture or art for. With this project, I have no idea, except for the pictures drawn by my friends, of the lives of these people. No idea of their gender, their sex, their ideas in their head, what they were thinking when they wrote and drew these pictures. I have no idea. All I have is the pictures and the words they drew. And I think in some way that's beautiful. So I challenge you to go do this art assignment if you haven't already, and go subscribe to the art assignment because what they are doing is awesome and it really inspires people. It got me thinking about why I love art so much and what I like about contemporary art and what I liked about this project. Next week there will be another art assignment video called Meet in the Middle, and you'll find out more about that next week. Till then, have an awesome week and don't forget to be awesome.